Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That is degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice, just me having fun looking at charts, like the one behind me, which is for the ProShares 2x leveraged natural gas Bloomberg ETF, or ticker symbol BOIL, BOIL. Which I made two videos on this previously, and so I wanted to do a follow-up because I had suggested a 10% swing trade, and that trade was basically executed. So I wanted to go over some of the points from that and, just thinking about, potential opportunities with this ETF in the future, thinking about patterns cycle within the chart. And before I forget, if you enjoy the content that I produce on this channel, make sure you like the video, comment below, let me know what you think, and subscribe for more content like this. But yeah, so getting into this chart, I want to point out that the first video that I made was on October 14th, so that was over the weekend, right before this gap down, and I was suggesting that, while the price at that time was around $68, I was suggesting that it seemed likely that it would drop to $60 before going back up to 66, representing a 10% swing trade. And so right after I made that video, there was this gap down, a few days moving down further, another gap down, and this was, I believe, Friday, October 20th. Over that weekend, I made a follow-up video suggesting that it's possible that the price could go down as low as around $51, and based on the Max Payne options chain, that it could be going up as high as $80. And so, just kind of expanding that 60 to 66 range. Because I was incorrect, the low was not $60. It ended up being let's see, $57.06. But so you can think of that as kind of a discount. And so following those two videos, the price ended up going up to, during market hours, as high as $67.68. But if we look at the after hours, it went as high as $69.75. So notably higher than the 66 that I was expecting. But, it's good to not be greedy. And so what I did personally was I exercised caution as it was going up. I trimmed my position, waiting for 66, my target. And once it hit that, I pulled the trigger and closed my position. And so, I could have made a little bit more money, but as you can see, Friday last week, it closed at below 66. And so, I'm happy that, I followed through with my thesis of closing at 66, taking a 10% swing. So that was nice. And so with this, I'm just going to throw up some lines that I had previously drawn, a few that I've added, and so we can see that there's this, this trend line has served as support with these touch points on June 1st, again on August 2nd, and then, basically another touch point, August 24th, and broke through that here, served as resistance over here, breaking through that here, support, and then broke through that, and we actually filled a gap that was here on Friday, and then closed below that trend line. So it seems like it might be going down now that we're below this trend line. However, it could potentially find support around, let's see, where might it find support? Right around, let's see, the top of this wick. I'll put a horizontal bar there. So this high was $62.40. So I'll try to get it right on there. So it's possible that could serve. I'll make this faint. I'll make it black and dotted. So, potentially there's, level of support there. But what I see is that it, oops, I moved that. Yeah, I'm actually just going to delete that, clean this up a little bit. But I feel like, maybe we hit a local peak and I think that it might be coming down some more. And so one of the viewers commented on one of my Boyle videos, suggesting that there might be this pattern, this cyclical pattern with the ETF. And he suggested, or he or she, they suggested that there's this pattern. I didn't necessarily agree with the pattern because it didn't coincide with lows right before big moves up. But I did look at some patterns and I noticed something that's compelling, that's exciting for me, and that is based on, these vertical lines that you see here. And so if we go back to this low that was on June 1st with a low of $45.60, and we basically measure that to this next low right before the next big run up. So there were, lows within this, but the biggest ranges, the biggest, bottom to top swings, that's where we're connecting those bottoms to measure what that distance is, or how many days that is. So if we go from that candle to this one, that is 42 bars, 42 trading days, which occurred over the course of about 2 months. And so before I do that, I'm just going to see, measure to the top of this candle, which, let's see, that top is, the high is 76.75. So if I do 76, 74, pretty close to that, that's a swing of 68% over the course of 16 trading days. So 25 days, almost a month. 3 trading weeks, I guess, a little bit over 3 trading weeks. And yes, that's a pretty notable gain there. And so, yeah, that's over the course of, let's see, 25 days, almost a month, 16 bars, gain of almost 70%, 68%. And so if we measure that to this next line, to this next bottom before the next big run up, 42 bars. Okay, and so I'm just going to leave that there for now, but I'm going to do another one of these to measure the bottom of this candle up to the top here. That was over the course of 5 trading days, a swing of 46+%. And so, that seems like, a pretty nice move to capitalize on. And so, I'm just going to delete that to clean up. And then so if we take this box that I measured the 42 days, and let's see, is that, oh man, I don't want to be messing with that. Let's see, I gotta, just want to move this box without moving the line. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I did not mess with that trend. Okay, so this box is showing 42 bars. So if we take that, use it to measure up until 42 trading days later, 42 bars, 2 months later, we get this bottom, which is a few days lower. So on September 26th, there was a low of $50.29. A few days later, on October 2nd, there was a low of $50.60, so a tiny bit higher. But we can see that then there was these big moves up following that. And, so that, let's measure that again. That represents a swing of up to the high here. Oh, we could do, the closes here. That's a swing of about 40%. A pretty good move over the course of 7 bars. I mean, even over the course of 5 trading days, going up 40+%. So that's a pretty nice swing. And so yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there, delete that so it doesn't clutter it. But then if we consider that bottom again, move this box here that represents 42 days, and we move that forward and connect where this trend line is at the bottom there, or where this level of support is, that you can see has served. So this horizontal line here has served as support in the past, resistance, support again here, resistance. And so we might be returning to that. We might also be returning to this bottom trend line that could serve as support 42 days from October 2nd. And so that date would be November 29th. There could be a bottom. Just going to put a vertical line there. November 29th, I'm going to make that gray and a dotted line. And so based on that measurement, if it hits the trend line, that would be a price of around $53 a share. If it is stopped at this horizontal level of support, if that serves as support, that would be $54.32 or $54.50, let's say. And so that could be a really nice time to accumulate some more shares of this, with the possibility of the coming weeks there be some violent moves upwards on the way to, 40% gain. Maybe 30% gain. They do seem to be getting lower as this goes forward. But yeah, I feel like that's pretty compelling, pretty interesting and exciting. And so right now I am out of BOIL, but I am waiting for, to see what happens over the next month. But I'm thinking that around November 29th, that could be a great opportunity for a short-term swing trade with BOIL. But yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching DGen Ed. That is degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice, just me having fun with charts. Thanks again for watching. Take care.